Citation build. So today we're going to focus on the motor mount setup that I've got designed and finished. I'm actually waiting for engine number 2, so I can't fully complete it yet, but I'm going to show you guys how I did that and my front bulkhead, how everything ties in. And first I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the wing box put together, glued, strapped, and ready for the motor mount install. Part 3 will probably entail my wing bolt system and landing gear. So I've got King Air retracts for this, and I'll probably show that in a third video. I don't know how many parts this is going to go, but I'm going to kind of do it like a Netflix series. I'm going to get most of these done, and then once I start getting into paint and just getting ready to go into flight testing, I'm going to probably start releasing these once a week. So hang tight. Just a little preview of what she's starting to look like. Wing box is pretty much done. Just waiting for my second engine to show up. First engine's in the box right here. And I ordered one because I wanted to make sure that I could stuff this 70mm EDF. This is a goofy power. This is from eBay. And I'm not sure what to think about it just yet. Haven't even tested it, but all CNC dynamically balanced 12-bladed prop. 2.8 kilos. I think it was 2.8 kilos with a 6S. 2 of these bad boys, so we'll see how that works out. So right now I'm waiting for the second one, and as soon as that comes I can mount those and make sure they're straight before I glue in the main motor mount and continue on my merry way. The fuse box, wing box is done. For the most part, everything is glued in and strapped. Yes, those are zip ties. Those are very high grade zip ties with metal pins. So I think we're going to be fine with that. Battery platform is not in. The electronics platform is not in yet because I need access to pull in the wiring, but quite happy with that. Everything is kind of mocked up. The nose is just sitting on there mocked up in the tail section, and the nacelles are just kind of hanging on there. But I'm going to get this motor mount section glued in as soon as I get engine number 2, and then I will attach the tail section and the nose section and get those blended in. Then I will work on the wing bolts, hold down bolts that'll hold those wings on, and the third video will probably be showing the wing bolt setup and the Hobby King retracts. They've all been tested and work fine. Got my new Spectrum 8-channel receiver, and it's tested and works fine. So hang tight. Alright, let's get right to it. So this is basically the business end of it, the motor mount. And really, it was quite simple. Pull this off. So I basically cut the end of an old tail rotor tube of an old helicopter I had, and took some stainless steel trim that I had laying around and whittled it down, cut it to this shape and size, made a block for inside here, doubler on this side, screwed that doubler to the back of this, screwed that block in there, screwed the mount itself into that, and filled it with epoxy. Now ultimately there's probably going to be a block here and a block here just to help maintain a little bit of that strength. It doesn't really need it, but I'm just going to add that just for the heck of it. So carbon fiber tubes running down the center, which is also going to act as my electronics deck or battery deck, and the motor mount will slide on here. Somehow. There we go. And this will get glued into place here. And then the engines are going to be of course mounted up here. The holes are already drilled for them. They're going to get mounted up to here. So all the force is going to be pushed forward, of course, which if there's any force this way, it's going to be taken up by these carbon fiber tubes and the fuselage itself. So I don't think there's going to be any flex at all. Plus the webbing of the engine nacelle is going to give it great strength too. And I'm going to have some interesting motor locks on the back of that too. So there'll be absolutely no way this motor is going to flex forward or back, no matter how much power I put to it. So that forward thrust, if it puts anything on it, it's going to go right into these. They run all along the front of that, and then on the front of this is capped off with a front bulkhead, and that's going to be glued to this. The nose cone is going to go onto that. And that's pretty much going to be it. This is going to be really, I think, really cool. So the next time you see this, actually it'll be part 3. The motor mount will be glued to the fuse tube. I've got to do a little bit of sanding here to level this off. The wiring is actually going to come down, and it's going to run with the motor mount itself, and I'm gonna run it right in here. I'm actually going to notch this out on both sides, and it'll actually go straight into the tail section. Grab that tail section, and I'll show you how that's going to go. Probably edit that out of it. So here's the tail section, and it's notched for that, as you can see. This is going to go right up on that. That'll sit a lot flusher once I get the bottom part of that wing box level with that motor mount. And then probably get bolted to the bottom of that. These wires will run straight into the side of this and then go right into the fuse. I'm going to have the speed controls right inside there, and then they'll go up. The battery's going to sit up in this area here, and that should be strong enough. So I'll try to do a little bit of B-roll at the end of this to get you an idea of what I'm going through, but that'll be complete, and then that'll be all glued together, and then I can move on to the next section. Part 3 is probably going to be an unboxing of one of these goofy powers. I attempted to get a counterclockwise unit, and come to find out they couldn't get their hands on it, so I went ahead and told them to send me another clockwise unit. So we're going to be running 2 clockwise fans, and we'll see how these work. So I was hoping to do a clockwise, counterclockwise. I've already bought one, so I probably won't go with this brand again, um, uh, but we'll see how they work. Hopefully they work great for this model. So again, this is going to be a 6S battery. I'm going to run a single 6S battery. I'm going to do a little bit of math and see what kind of run time that's going to give me. But if I can get 6 to 7 minutes of flying time, that's going to be plenty for this, for me anyway. So we'll see how it goes. And part 2, or actually part 3, which will be next, I'll try to add an unboxing of that unit. And part 3, the tail section and the nose section will be attached and complete, and I'll probably have some shaping done, some gross shaping done to it. But mainly what I want to focus on is the wing hold bolts and the landing gear. I want to get the wings attached where I can bolt them on and unbolt them, and I want to get the landing gear complete or installed, and then we'll move on from there. So I'm not sure if I will do the engine nacelles after that, or I'm going to do the tail section. We'll see how that goes, and stay tuned. Alright, I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of part 3, which is going to be the motor mounts, or correction, the wing bolts and the retracts. Now I've already got the tail cone on, and it's glued, it is filled and grossly sanded. I still have a lot of shaping to do on the tail section, so I'll show you a little bit of that now. I've got a lot of shaping on that tail, so we'll see that in part 3, hopefully. A little sneak peek of part 3 here, where I'm starting there. I got the airplane sitting on my stand inverted so I can work on it. I know I said King Air retracts, and I meant to say Hobby King retracts. So just a correction there. So stay tuned.